This is a video lesson on cash controls. Before you begin, make sure you have your document open from Google Classroom. So you might want to pause and just make sure you have that document open. We'll be taking notes based on the video. We'll begin with objectives. We're going to be learning about the principles of internal control, applications related to cash receipts and disbursements, reporting of cash, and basic principles of cash management. So cash is company's most liquid asset. It can be easily used to acquire other assets, buy services, or satisfy obligations. In your notes, make sure you define cash. And let's continue. Again, you can pause this video at any time to take notes. Internal control. These are the different measures. You want to safeguard, protect your assets, encourage employees to follow the policies, ensure accurate, reliable accounting records, promote operational efficiency. Pause at this point and summarize internal control measures. Let's continue. Definition. Internal controls are designed to safeguard assets, encourage employees to follow company policies, promote operational efficiency, and ensure accurate accounting records. Most important is safeguarding assets, and you need to safeguard to survive. If this is not done, assets may slip away, which is throwing away resources. Again, pause at this point, go back to your notes, and summarize the slide. Definition of internal control. Objective. So again, make sure you put this objective number 1. And then summarize number 2. What they accomplish to survive. So summarize this in your notes. Let's continue. The Sarbanes-Oxley Act. This was passed after Enron and WorldCom scandals. These are the provisions. The public companies must issue internal control report, have the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board. You cannot have audit, provide consulting services to the same company, penalties. Again, go back to your notes and summarize SOX Act. This is the shield of internal control. Prevent theft, waste, inefficiency. Again, summarize the shield of internal controls. Components of internal control and procedures. These are the components. Monitor controls, have information system, control procedures, control environment, and risk assessment. Again, in your notes, summarize the components of internal control. Continue. So what are these components? Well, you need information system. Information is critical. You have to prevent unauthorized access and ensure adequate approvals. Again, pause and summarize information system in your notes. So summarize information system. Procedures, designed to ensure goals are achieved. The tone at the top, you send the message from the top. It starts with the CEO. You behave honorably, you set example, demonstrate importance. So again, the control environment. Summarize that. Risk assessment. different examples. Foods may be harmful, planes may crash, face bankruptcy. Sometimes management can be tempted to falsify financial statements when facing difficulties. So risk assessment. Responsibility. This is very important. Essential characteristic of internal control is assignment of responsibility to specific individuals. It's most effective when only one person is responsible for a given task. That includes authorization and approval of transactions. So this is important. You assign responsibility to specific individuals. You separate the duties. Again, summarize in your notes. All right, let's continue. Brings me to segregation of duties. It's indispensable. It's essential. The work of one employee should provide reliable basis for evaluating work of another employee. Only certain people should be authorized to handle cash or make cash transactions. And they have to be authorized by responsible managers. So let's add that to our notes. Very important. Essential characteristic. Segregation of duties. Documentation procedure. Have evidence that transactions have occurred. We've learned about source documents. That's the evidence. Have the documents pre-numbered. Make sure that all the source documents go right to the accounting department. So you need to have documentation procedures. Other physical, mechanical, electronic controls. You don't have to write everything down. Just give some examples for physical and mechanical. So having a safe, using IDs, having storage cabinets, alarms, cameras, time clocks. These are all physical, mechanical, electronic controls. That's essential. So you need to have those in place. Again, put some examples in your notes. Have a bank reconciliation. Again, you don't have to summarize any of this. All you need to add is that bank reconciliation is where you compare your cash account, your general ledger, your information against the bank statement. So you're going to reconcile with the bank. So it's bank reconciliation. So add that to your notes that you check your records against what the bank records are. These are the limitations. Obviously, there's going to be limitations. Internal control is designed to provide reasonable assurance. Assets are properly safeguarded. Accounting records are reliable. Human element is a factor in every system of internal control. That's very important. The size of the business may impose limitations. Again, small company could be difficult to apply these controls. And again, there's always certain measures you can take to reduce theft, fraud, and so on. So again, add limitations to your notes. This is important. That's why it's in red. Many companies struggle, not because they fail to generate sales, because they cannot manage their cash. You have to manage your cash, and that's a great challenge, to manage your cash. So take this statement, put it in your notes. And last, improve having cash controls. So ways to improve cash controls. So these are different ways. Again, keep inventory levels low, delay payment of liabilities, plan timing of major expenses, invest idle cash, cash on hand earns nothing. Again, make sure you collect your money that's owed to you. So there's ways you can improve your cash. And we're going to stop here on this slide. Go ahead and save your notes. Make sure that all this is filled in. And this is the end of the lesson on cash controls.